I have a question that I haven't heard you answer before, actually. So I joined SubTo in December.
Oh, give me this. I need to hear it.
Sure. I joined in December, and I kind of hit the ground running doing credit sponsorship. At this point, I've completed 7 deals. I think I'm under contract on like 5 more. And then we have a bunch more.
Okay, so you are talking about Gator strategies. You are talking about Gator 4.0 is what you're talking about. Gator 4.0, which I have not actually taught on. I've only told you the possibilities of it. So you are correct. I have not answered whatever question you have coming up. You literally are the first time of asking me a question that I have not answered in like 3 years. Bro, I don't even know what the question is, but I can tell you already I have not answered it. So shout out to you.
Awesome. Good. Because I've been trying to get on your radar since I joined. So
good.
So like I said, we completed 7. We're under contract on 5. And there's probably, I don't know, we're getting 50 inquiries a week. So we're adding all the time. And we've been adding.
Where are you getting these opportunities from? SubTo community?
SubTo community and the creative page.
Okay. So
after
I did the free people.
Yeah. After I did my first deal, I made a post about it on the free page, and I got 400 to 500 people reach out asking if I could be their credit partner. So I built a team of 6 people. 4 of them are in SubTo. There's me, and there's one that I think is only in the creative page for now. But anyway, so in all of these deals, I've taken a piece of equity ranging from 25 to 50%, not including any cash payments or anything like that. But one of the things that I haven't included yet in anything is a buyout agreement. And I was thinking today, what if 5 years down the line, I want to cash out on my 30, 40, 50%, whatever it is, but the other person's not ready to sell yet? What does that look like in a contract? Like, how do I add that to the contracts? What's the typical, like, how does a buyout even work?
Bro, this is new content that's never made it anywhere. This is amazing. I have not gotten to Gator 4.0, even with the Gator tribe, but I'll give you the answer. So your question specifically is what?
We want to start adding buyout agreements into our contracts just in case
to serve what? To, like, for what reason? Like, you want to get out of the relationship, or you go, I really want to be able to turn my money or turn my credit, or is it to turn, or is it potentially you don't like the people?
Either scenario, in the case where we just want to get out before the other person, because we're on pace by the end of the year, we could have equity in 50 to 60 properties. And that's if we don't pick up the pace we're on now. Just in 3 weeks since I formed the team, I mean, we have deals that we're almost up to $1 million in funding, not including bringing the credit. So things are growing rapidly. And I'm just thinking, how do we get out early if we want to, a few years down the line, but the partner wants to stay in?
Okay, so you have to have buyout agreements, okay? So I just did a buyout agreement. I do buyout agreements all the time. I'll make a note of Molly to give you a buyout agreement.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
But you should have an operating agreement, because what you're doing here, Jake, is you're actually partnering with people, right?
Right.
You're not just sponsoring their loan. You're actually becoming an equity partner, which means you should have voting rights and you should have the ability to separate if you guys don't like each other, okay?
Sure.
First time I ever did anything like this was with a company I owned called PCGS, Pace, Cody, Greg, Scott, okay? I still own this LLC. But guess what? Greg and Scott got removed from the company. I didn't want to change the company name because it doesn't matter. The name of the company is PCGS still to this day, okay? What we did in our agreement is our operating agreement, which is essentially a partnership agreement, states that if there's ever a disagreement on the company and we decide to part ways, that we have to go across the board and split the properties down the middle, okay? Now, we knew that was going to be a problem because in our operating agreement, by the way, an operating agreement can be anything, Jake. What does that mean? We actually said in our partnership agreement that we would break up our partnership after 50 properties.
Okay.
Interesting, right? Have you ever heard of that? A partnership going, we're only going to buy 50 properties together, and then this partnership ends. A partnership, it's like getting into a marriage and saying we are going to get divorced at year 2.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is, okay? Now, the operating agreement originally said 50 properties max, and then if we still like each other, we will have to create a second LLC, and then go do another 50 properties together. Well, guess what? B, it also said if in the event that we don't like each other, we can break up at any point, but what we have to do is we have to come up with some sort of equation, because this property might have a lot of equity, this property doesn't. This property cash flows a lot, this one doesn't. So if we just decided to take these 4 and then they take these 4, that's a problem because that doesn't really balance, okay? So what we did is we came up with an equation that was equity position, okay, cash flow, and then interest rate. And we came up with a little rating system for each property. And basically, somebody comes in and says, all right, well, this one's a 7, this is an 8, this is a 7, this is a 9. Okay, well, this one's a 9, this one's a 9, this one's a 9, and this one's a 4. Well, it would be safe to say I could take these and they could take these because they balance out, essentially. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Actually, yeah, that works out perfectly. Actually, I just made those numbers up and that did work out perfectly. They keep these because their rating and our rating equal things. Okay, so we ended up getting to a point where we only owned 24 properties together. What was our original operating agreement? 50. So why did we stop at 24, Jake?
You guys didn't like each other anymore?
We did not like each other anymore. That is correct. I love Greg and Scott as human beings. So if they ever watch this in the future, I'm just going to tell you the truth. I love them, but I'm being very transparent. Greg just wanted to hunt all the time. Like literally this dude was hunting. He was in Mexico. He was in the mountains. I'm like, grind. Let's go buy properties. The majority of the properties came from us. The majority of the private money came from us. Cody was having to do Scott's job. Scott was forgetting to replace the insurance on the SubTo and seller finance deals. I had to keep going in there and re-educating Scott on how to do things. And I was having to do what, I'm like, why am it's like I had to partner with people that I'm still educating. Like I thought you guys were up to speed with us. It became very apparent what was really going on in that relationship. And so at 24 houses, at literally 8 houses, I told Cody, I go, this is probably 3 years ago now. I told Cody, I go, I can't, bro, this ain't me. I cannot do this. We need to figure out how to get out of this relationship. And we went all the way from 8 houses up to 24. And it just got so bad that I said, enough is enough. Let's go back to the operating agreement. We then went back to the operating agreement. There was not a single fight, even though they felt a certain way and we felt a certain way, the paperwork kept us all from fighting and going to court. So what we did is we deeded 11 of the 24 properties to them, and we kept 13 of the 24 properties for ourselves in the same LLC, PCGS. So you'll see I have like 11 or 12, I have like 13 of those. I have all 13 of those properties still 3 years later in that LLC, still in Maricopa County. They are out of the LLC. They've been taken off ownership. They've been taken off the banks. They've been taken off this stuff. And we decided, you guys get those properties, we get these properties. That's from a total portfolio perspective. Now we're talking, what your question is actually smaller, because when you get into Gator 4.0, what I do is I teach you guys how to leverage into other people's deals, which is, bro, tell me how insane that strategy is.
It's been crazy. I mean, there's clearly such a need for it in the investor community. Like I wake up some mornings with over 200 Facebook messages. Yeah. So it's just been absurd. You know, some of these people I'm only partnering with one time, and I might own 30, 40% of the property.
This is where I'm going with it. Okay.
But within my team, I have 5 other people on my team that we formed our own LLC, and we split everything evenly 6 ways. So I'm also worrying about, I just ran with it. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. I'm just figuring it out.
I love it. This is the definite, if you guys ever want to see the identity of a picture of a visionary, just look at Jake. So let's get into the question.